on. This is our first one this week, being that it's Friday and we missed every other day. So, how's your week been?
Long.
Yeah?
Yeah, work.
Oh yeah, work, but I don't know. Mine wasn't long. Actually went by a little too fast, which sucks. Because I feel like, well, you know, the whole not having enough time thing, it goes by so fast. And we were all told that when we grow up, or when we're growing up, you know, when we're kids, like, take your time because it's going to go by too fast. And now we got kids and we're like, this whole week went by. I saw my daughter for like 3 hours. I'm like, damn, this is ridiculous. And you just kind of sit back and go, I need to figure something out, I don't want to be, I like to work, but it's not fair to them. You know what I mean?
Well, yes, but on the flip side, that's why I have the plan I have in plan.
Yeah. I know it's not much longer. We're pretty close to.
Yeah, but it's
still like I feel bad that I'm not spending as much time as I should.
But yeah, but the trade-off is I'm going to be there for the rest of it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I know. I was thinking about it last night. Like, fucking. Oops, didn't mean to do that, but it's
You forgot to beep.
Oh yeah, sorry. That'd be like one of those videos, the cover the fart videos. Yeah. We're like, yeah. So anyway, I this week I just kind of realized that there's a lot of I've known this, right? We all know that there's just a bunch of bullshit out there, but my gosh.
Yeah.
It's
thick.
You want, in the past, I've ignored it, because I'm like, I want this to go a certain way. I think this is going to work out this way. And so I ignore it, that gut feeling that, you shouldn't. The second you talk to somebody, you know exactly what, you know what I mean? You know if they're just screwing you over or whatever. But again, in the past, I'm like, yeah, but this might be cool. You know what I mean? I'm gonna look past that. But this week, so much of it that I was like, you know what? I gotta stop. I gotta keep my head down.
That is why I am just trying to be able to. Now I won't say back away from social media because that's not what. Because if you follow me, you know how much I actually use social media. I don't.
I was like, where's he going with this?
Yeah, I don't.
Yeah.
I just see no purpose in it. I don't get any accolades from the likes or like it doesn't faze me any because I know how much fake there is out there.
Yeah, that's also pretty frustrating for all these people selling, well, almost anything, coaching courses or gurus or, sorry.
Whoa.
I'll stop using the word guru.
Whoa. Some of us know what we're doing.
Well, that's what I'm saying, but the
majority, 99% of them do not, and they put a bad name on the ones that do know what we're doing.
Yeah, well, not even that. So this is what I'm trying to say, is the people who are posting on Instagram and Facebook, it's all fake, right? We all know that those videos are fake, but it just sucks for those that are
gullible.
Well, yeah, I guess. But I mean, that's the whole point behind us. You know what I mean? Like we're not perfect, obviously, but nobody is. And the people who are portraying that they're perfect are the one, like, it's annoying to look at that stuff and them selling all these things to these people who are expecting results and then those results never come. You know what I mean? That's what I'm trying to, like, I wake up 2:40, go to the gym, And lately, that hasn't been it. You know, we did it every day for a while and realized that shit doesn't work, right? You can't do it every day or you're exhausted.
I will say this. You can do it every day if you can actually cut off at a certain time each night. Like if I can cut off at 7 o'clock every single night, I could do that schedule every single time. That does not bother me one little bit. Mm-hmm. It's the fact that it's the inconsistencies because where I'm at right now, I'm still in the growth stage. That type of schedule is for individuals who just wake up and automatically have 10,000 popping in their bank, and they can do what they want to the fullest extent. That schedule makes sense. But for the active entrepreneur trying to do it, that is going to be extremely hard, and you're going to get burnt out. And it's not even the fact of it's missing. Like, I think I've been to bed past midnight, 1 o'clock, damn near for the last 2 weeks, which kills the fact if you think I'm waking up at 3. Like, that just doesn't even make sense because I'm literally dead the next day. You know what I mean? It's the stages I believe we're at right this second.
Yeah.
We were both in a good bubble to where we could do that. But then I know I got extremely busy after we started doing that.
Yeah. It's also, again, we're not perfect. Nobody's perfect. So to say, yeah, I'm going to set up that daily schedule, right? I'm going to get up at 3, be done by 7, be in bed by 7:30, right? It just doesn't happen every day.
No, it doesn't, but you're not we talked about that before to where it's not going to happen.
Yeah, and I'm not saying it's all work either. I'm not saying like I'm up working at 7. I'm done. I'm usually home by 5:30, 6 o'clock at the latest, right? After I pick up the kid and everything. And I am done for the day by 7. But sometimes, you know, my wife and I want to watch some TV real quick, you know, so we'll sit there together because we don't have a lot of time together when, you know, we need some time to decompress after taking care of a toddler. So we decide to watch some TV. Maybe we'll, you know, I get in bed and I pull my phone out and I start looking up. Lately it's been real estate. Like I'll scroll through real estate for an hour, 2 hours before I go to bed, right? I'm looking at commercial stuff, residential stuff. All these things, right? So anyway, that, you know, and then I'm up until 10 o'clock. And then now I'm getting 4 hours of sleep instead of the 6 that I was supposed to get. You know what I mean? And the 6 is like just enough to function the next day correctly for me. Because like during the day I'm very active, right? Like first of all the gym, and then I'm in construction. So some days I'm in the office, but like most days I'm out running around. I'm looking at things. I probably get, I don't know. I'll have to turn my step tracker on. Let me see if I can figure that out real quick. But I'm active, so I'm tired. You know what I mean? And then I stay up past that, and then I only get 4 hours of sleep. But after you're scrolling on your phone, you don't sleep straight through the night. You know, you're up turning, tossing and turning. So I'm really getting 3 hours of sleep and then I'm burnt out, right? And then so even if I don't do that, 6 hours for 5 days in a row, you're dead by the end of the week. And because we play video games, we play Warzone usually at least once a week, right? Friday night usually. And there's been times where I'm in 2 rounds, which is like 30 minutes. Well, actually, we're really bad, so it's probably like 5 minutes.
I was like,
we're in 2 rounds, and I'm like, guys, I'm falling asleep. Like, that's it, because I ran myself into the ground all week. So I switched it up, and that's the main thing, is you can do that, right? We're still trying to figure out exactly what the perfect day looks like. You know what I mean? I want it to be kind of challenging, because if it's not, and it's just too easy, then it's, you know, then when something is challenging, you know, I don't want to do it. So it's got to be kind of challenging, right? My schedule. So right now we're trying 3 days a week. Well, I am, right? I'm trying Monday, Wednesday, Friday. And that's great. And then Tuesdays and Thursdays, I get to stay home, make breakfast. I wake up a little earlier than my wife and my daughter, and I make them breakfast, right? Make breakfast for myself. And it's super great. So now I'm like, God, can I do that every day? Like, how do I do that every day, right? Well, that means I stay home, do that, and then I got to go to the gym when every freaking buddy else is there, and I don't get a workout accomplished the way I want to. You know what I mean? Because right now we go to the gym and it takes 30 minutes, maybe 45 if it's like super crazy day. But like 30 minutes, we're able to, get through most of our workout. Well, actually all of our workout because there's nobody else there. And you and I are supersetting things and moving together, and it's great. But if I go at 8 o'clock when every machine's being used and I'm stepping on people, you know what I mean? So I'm just shuffling around right now to figure out what the best schedule is and what works great for me. That is, again, sort of challenging. I'm not David Goggins. I'm not going to run 100 miles a day, right? But at the same time, I don't want it to be like I'll wake up whenever I want to wake up and then, let these tasks happen and then go to bed whenever I fall asleep naturally, right? Because, again, I want it to be kind of challenging. I want to have to challenge myself every day. Because if I don't, again, when something gets tough, I'll just, I won't react the correct way. Is what my philosophy is in my head. You know what I mean? So I'm shuffling things around, and we'll see what happens. The main thing is getting this. I was talking to Josh again yesterday, and he was like, "Yeah, those guys." We were at his networking event that we had talked about on the podcast. We were at that, and he's like, "Yeah, this guy made me get up and go to his podcast at 5 a.m., right?" And these are all veterans. And they're all like, "What? 5 a.m.?" And it's like, damn, man, is that like, really, guys? Is that too early? You know what I mean? Like, but that's the thing is the other guy that we've got someone coming on next week, he lives 2 hours away. He's not going to get here at 5 a.m. So we got to shift it back. And then I'm like, well, it makes sense to shift the podcast back, right? But then how do we, your schedule is way worse than mine. Like you got shit going on all the time, all crazy, all over the place. Because like my specific business is centrally located. Like I'm working in Marion County.
I work in all 50 states. Mm-hmm. Literally all 50, unfortunately.
Yeah. So like, and you're jumping all over the place, and you got different time zones you got to deal with, and so we're shuffling around to see what works best for us, or for me at least. And I want to get this set up somewhere else because this lease is up soon, and I don't want to renew it because it's really not working for me anymore.
No,
it works for myself, right? But I have a construction company. I'm finding.
Yeah, never mind.
I've got a bunch of materials right now that I'm like, I'm not gonna.
Can I store this?
Yeah, I don't have anywhere.
It's a warehouse, probably.
Yeah, and I think I found one I wanted to run by you, but
okay.
It's a mix, right? It's office and warehouse.
Okay.
So it's like perfect. But it's a lease. We won't own it, and we gotta stay there for whatever time they want us to stay there, and blah blah blah. Yeah. But anyway, that's one of the things is finding a new space. And if I don't find a new space, then I got to make a new space. You know what I mean?
Literally make a new space.
Yes, yeah. So it's either, I set back up and build it out at my house or that sounded weird, or whatever. So with that little bit of a voice crack that just happened.
I know you jumped on it quicker than I was going to. I literally was a millisecond away from going, what was that?
Yeah, so when I was in, I don't know, I was in French class, so it must have been ninth or 10th grade, one of the two, right when, peak puberty, right? So my voice is just having a bunch of fun, right? And it was great. Teacher calls on me, and she has me say a word, and it cracked like sounded like a 3-year-old said something, right? And then I went, and I said it real deep, right? And I was like, nobody caught that. I'm good. 2 seconds. Everybody in class turned around, looked at me, and just started laughing, and that was it. I was made fun of for the rest. Still to this day, I'm sure there's 1 or 2 people that'll make fun of me for that because It was hilarious. And I was like, nah, nobody caught that. I'm good. I just, this is Johnny Cash.
Why did you just pick Johnny Cash out of all the people?
I honestly couldn't think of anybody with a deep voice. I don't even know if Johnny Cash. I guess it's kind of deep, right? Yeah.
I would have accepted like Josh Turner,
That's a pretty good one. Yeah.
Scotty McCreery, like one of those two.
No, Johnny Cash.
Johnny Cash.
Yeah, why do they all have to be country singers, huh?
Well, you know me, don't you?
Yeah. Listen, I still have it seared into my brain that you fucking played some song about a Civil War ship. Oh. I don't even remember what it was. But that's what's in my head. I know every time I bring it up, you're like, no, dumbass, it was this. But like, that is what's in my head. I don't even remember what it was. Something about a...
Sink the Bismarck.
What is that?
It is a song.
Yeah, well, no, barely. Keep going.
50s, 60s. It's very, very old school, like country.
Uh-huh.
Old school country.
Yeah, where they talk.
They tell a story.
So what is it even about? What's the Bismarck? What time frame was that from?
Are you serious?
Oh, yeah, no, I'm sorry. I don't have a history major. Is it?
Sink the Bismarck.
Yep.
The First World War.
Okay. Yeah, see, I don't freaking know.
And watch, I'll be wrong. It'll be the second. But I swear, I believe
It was actually the War of 1812.
No, I believe it was the First World War, and I'm gonna actually look it up now because I'm gonna spot check myself. But I think it was the First World.
Yeah, so I remember we were I don't know we were.
But there was another one, Battle of New Orleans. I'm gonna play it.
Oh, put the Bluetooth on. You can connect to this. We can play it.
Oh,
I don't know if we'll get sued.
Oh, true. 1 second.
I don't think our 4 followers are gonna.
Old school. They're gonna go find the people who own that record. Sink Bismarck, Johnny Horton. Yes, but I need to know when.
And I'm going to real quick check and see. I posted episode 12 yesterday and didn't make a video about it. Oh my gosh. 1 view.
Oh, is that it?
Yeah, and then 7 on the one before that, and 6 on the one before that.
Even better.
Let me tell you something. We're basically Joe Rogan. Like, he better watch out. We are coming.
You're funny.
Yeah.
So the song was in 1960. Now, when did it actually happen? 1 second.
So, yeah. Anyway, the reason that's singed into my head while you're looking that up is because we were on a road trip somewhere, and for some reason we decided to give Rudy the aux cord.
It's Second World War. It was Nazis.
Oh, okay. So, for some reason, we decided to give Rudy the aux cord, and it was already a questionable feat because he used to listen to nothing but elderly country music.
Yeah, if you can't tell.
Some of it's okay, right? But that song came on.
1941.
That one and the Battle of New Orleans, like you said, and I was not expecting it.
That's why I probably thought more. I mean, Battle of New Orleans was even older.
I'm not even going to pretend to know when it was. Doesn't matter. It was hilarious, and the fact that you listen to that stuff.
1815. Battle of New Orleans.
Okay. And you're listening to somebody
Tell a story about it? Yeah, sure.
So, anyway, and then you were listening to Billie Eilish there for a while, and I remember you played a song for me, and I was like, what the hell is this?
I think there was one song.
It was literally
one song.
One song.
And you're like, nope, you can't do that. That's not okay.
Yeah, I was like, what the hell is this, right? And
you
then
go from country to that.
Yeah.
It's one song.
And then I went to play a song for you, right? And I was like, yo, this is a good song. Yo, listen to this. And the beginning of it's like, oh, like just like a couple of gentle words. And you looked at me and like, oh yeah, you got a problem with Billie Eilish? What the fuck is this? And I was like, oh yeah, okay, that's good point. I'll shut this off. Oh man, that's funny.
But I mean, my music genre has changed so much. And the thing is, I listen to anything. It doesn't bother me.
Yeah, I'll listen to who sings it's a super old country song. Can't even think about it.
Johnny Cash.
That's even older than him. I do.
Johnny Horton.
I honestly don't know what he sings.
Battle of New Orleans. Sing the Bismarck.
That's nuts. Okay, so it wasn't him. But either way,
give me a little bit of the song.
no, I'm just gonna look it up and then I'll tell you what it is. I'm not gonna sing it on here.
Well, you don't have to sing it. You can say it.
I can't even think of the words.
Merle Haggard.
It might be. I don't know.
Waylon Jennings.
I'm gonna get it. Okay, all right. Chill out there, Mr. Encyclopedia of old country singers.
I don't know any new singers at all, but I can the older ones I can.
Yeah, I don't. Either way, yeah, my genre too. Like if you get on my playlist, it might go from Cardi B, WAP to Johnny Cash. You know, like it jumps all over the place.
Oh no, when I go shuffle, you.
Yeah. Let's see what I can come up with.
I don't know.
Well, it is none of those. It's on my list. I'll find it in a minute. I don't even know how we started talking about music, but like I have no idea how we got to that. I don't even remember. All I remember was your offensive old music.
I don't know. You just had to go in on it again. always upset about my music. You said something about Johnny Cash, and I hinted on Johnny Cash.
My voice cracked.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's funny that we got all the way to Sink the Bismarck.
You got to bring it up every time?
Yeah, guys, make sure you check that song out, too, and criticize him in the comments.
You're going to absolutely love it. It's going to be a history lesson.
Yeah, that it is. That's what it is. It is literally talking about a boat that sank. It's not singing. It's...
In 1941.
Yeah.
It's literally in the song, too. I just haven't listened to the song in a long while, so I took a stab, and it was a wrong stab.
Yeah, and whenever... the reason I thought Civil War is only because of Anchorman. When they go, what's diversity? And he goes, I believe it's an old wooden ship used during the Civil War era. Every time I hear that one, that's the best line in the whole movie. I love that. So every time I think about that song, that's what I revert back to Civil War for some reason.
Oh my gosh, I remember how much you loved Anchorman. When that thing came out, you watched that thing over and over.
Well, actually, it came out way before I started watching it.
Well, I know,
but yeah, no, it was.
When you found it.
It was a staple movie, and I could probably still recite every single word of it. We used to do Anchorman movie nights.
San Diego.
A whale's vagina.
You sure that's what it means?
No, I'm pretty sure it means Saint Diego. No, I don't think that's right. But anyway, yeah, we used to have Anchorman movie nights like once a week at least, maybe twice, maybe every other week. But we used to watch it on repeat. Basically, I loved it. I still think it's a great movie. Then they came out with a second one and ruined everything. The second one was terrible, trash movie.
That's how I feel about, and this is going to be a controversial statement.
I was like, let's hear it.
That is how I feel, and of course I just lost the movie title. Oh my gosh.
That's how I feel about that movie with
Mike
those
Tyson,
people.
Hangover.
I agree. Hangover 1, gold. And then they kept going with the same exact story.
Fast and Furious. Continuous.
That was good right up until the last one where Paul Walker, was dead. Okay, stop it there. Then nope. And they keep going. And they said, hey, that's it. We're done.
Well, yeah, Paul Walker left and The Rock came.
Yeah, but then he left. He stopped doing them too. He only did one with them, and then he did the spin-off, and then he said, no, I'm not doing any more of those. Like and Vin Diesel said, hey, we're doing one more after Paul Walker died. He said we're doing one more for him because we said we were going to do this. And then they kept going. Like, stop. It's not good anymore. And this is even more controversial, right? I thought Paul Walker was a terrible actor. Like, in that last movie, he had finally figured it out. But if you watch the rest of them, I'm like, Jesus, man. Like, you're not. This ain't it.
I don't think I remember.
Yeah.
The first few.
They're not good.
Not at all.
Go back and watch them. And you're
I don't
like,
want
oh.
to.
Yeah, I get so much crap for that because he's dead. You know what I mean? But, like, I don't care. Again, last one where he was in, he was only in the first half of it because he died before they finished. He was finally a decent actor. You know what I mean? He was finally figuring it out. But before that, I mean...
And Diesel would slap you.
Yeah, yeah, probably. But, it's not only him, too. Half of America will slap me right now. Probably more than half. But again, I didn't think he was a good actor. Even back then, I was like, man, I don't... Like, the movies are okay, but, like, this is... Like, you should have picked somebody else, right? My favorite one is Tokyo Drift, and he's not even in it. That's just... they picked some other white guy to play in it. It was great.
It was. You just have a Vandittum. Is that the word?
Vendetta.
Vendetta.
Do you have a Vin Diesel?
I know. I was just expecting him to walk around the corner and just.
Yeah. You gonna talk about my family? Family. But yeah, that's. There's very few movies where the sequels are worth it, right?
Yeah.
So like 21 Jump Street, 22 Jump Street, in my opinion, is even better, right? 21 Jump Street was good. I'm sorry, I'm thinking about all this stuff in 22 that makes me laugh. Like, my name's Jeff. Classic, right? Like, stupid. Of course, I like those stupid movies. So that's like one of the few. That and Ted. I liked Ted and Ted 2. Ted 2 I thought was hilarious.
I don't even think I saw Ted 2.
Ted 2 is fucking hilarious. My favorite scenes in that and 22 Jump Street are when they go to the Improv and they start yelling out stupid freaking... Like, all right, let me get an event, a historical event. They go 9/11. He's like, okay, let me get something. Let me get a famous person. They go Bill Cosby. Like, I don't know who wrote that stuff, but damn, those are so fun. And then they're like, okay, you guys are terrible. And he's like, no, come on, we're giving you the tools, man. Bill Cosby on 9/11. It's so funny.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So, like, I love those
was
two
Bill
sequels.
On the plane, or was he in the tower?
Yeah. I don't know.
Which one's worse?
Yeah. I don't know if he was. It doesn't matter. Those two movies are good sequels, right? But it's very rare that you find those. But those are some of the funniest movies. I love those.
Yeah, I haven't watched. It's so bad. I haven't had a life.
Yeah.
Outside of work.
Well, I mean, those came out when we were.
No, but that's the thing. Like, even like, I don't remember watching movies.
Yeah. I watched a couple movies while we were in the Marine Corps. Actually, when I first got to the island,
I've been working since I hit that island. I haven't stopped since.
Right. I know when we first got to the island, you couldn't. There was no like cable, right?
Oh. Ooh.
So, but
I mean, I won't even say that when. I don't think I did anything like that. Like, I'm not saying this is good, but until Abigail was out there with me, it was work, drink, work, drink, work, drink, work, drink, work.
You drank?
Yes.
I had no idea.
Yeah.
And I was out there with you. I know.
You know where I was?
Yeah. Well, yeah. No, I know that, but I don't remember. I didn't.
But it was in barracks because I did not ever.
That's what everybody does out there. You don't really have an option.
Yeah. There wasn't anything.
So we, because there was no cable or nothing like that, pirating movies was legal in Japan when I got there. So we were downloading free movies off the internet, and I still have, I don't even know, I still have the hard drive with like, I don't even know how many hours, probably like 100 hours of free movies and downloaded.
I have, you gave me all of it too, because when I went to Korea.
Yep. So I've got like, I have like the first 12 seasons of South Park. Mm-hmm. I've got every episode of Rocket Power and Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. Like, so that's what we did. We watched that stuff. We played video games, and then we got absolutely hammered all the time. So, but when I first got to the island, so like drinking age is 20 out there, right? And I was 19. And the two people, so you get paired up with a roommate that's the same age as you, or so like if you're under 20, you get paired up with a roommate that's under 20. If you're over 20, then you get paired up with a roommate that's over 20, because at 20 you can get alcohol and you can put it in your room, only a certain amount, but you can have alcohol in your room. And if you're under 20, you can't. So you cannot be a roommate with somebody that's over 20 if you're under 20, because then there's alcohol in the room and it's not legal, blah, blah, blah. I got out there with two people that were 20 and I was 19. And all of the other rooms for my section were already filled with roommates, so there was nobody for me to be a roommate with. I don't know how I got that lucky, but like those two were 20, so they became roommates, and then it was me, 19, by myself, right? I didn't have a roommate. When I first get to the fleet, brand new boot drop, right? And I had my own room. Even better, my floor was full. My section's floor was full, so I lived on my own floor, right? So nobody in Motor T was down there. It was just me. So I was down there by myself, which was probably the best thing that could have ever happened, and it would have been better if it lasted longer, because I didn't have any roommate. I didn't have friends, because I don't even have somebody to like go and knock on their door, because I'd have to go upstairs, or they'd have to come downstairs and find me, and they forget about me because I'm new. You know what I mean? So all I did was go to work, go to the gym, go home. That was it. And I cleaned my room. I kept my room clean, so they trusted me to stay by myself, because apparently, and I found that out pretty quickly, Marines don't actually clean their freaking rooms. They're disgusting. I know you had a nightmare of a roommate when you first got there.
I choke slammed that mother. That was disgusting.
I remember you told me, you were like, man, this kid is disgusting. And I had to do this too. I had a roommate that was nasty at one point, and I used to literally set trash bags on his, like if he didn't take out the trash, I'd set him on his bed. He'd get home and be like, what the hell is this? You were supposed to take out trash today and you didn't. If you don't want that to happen, take it out next time. And I told you to do the same thing to your roommate because it was disgusting. I cannot believe people live that way.
I never had and obviously, I'm not saying now, like if you go right next to my bed, there's a pair of pants that I wore last night still on the floor.
You piece of garbage.
Right? It's terrible. In the Marine Corps, I was the most, there was not a thing out.
Yeah.
And it was
especially when you lived in the barracks.
You couldn't have anything out because every morning you literally that's what I could not understand by these slobs. They take everything, shove it into their locker,
and then just jam the door shut and lock it,
and have to deal with all of that, and have to literally have their arms out to catch it.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you just clean it up right. You just shoved your food bowl into your laundry, and afterwards you're gonna throw that laundry on.
Yeah.
And you're going to smell musty.
Yeah.
And you're going to go, I'm going to go to the bar and pick up chicks. No, you ain't. No, you're not. They're going to see you, smell you, and run away. Because you haven't had a chick since I've been here. I know the drill.
Yeah. Oh, my gosh.
It shocked me every single time. And
yeah. It's disgusting. So that's why it was so great when I first got there, because I had no roommate. So cleaning the room was easy. So field day, which for those of you that don't know what field day is.
Oh, they hated me.
In high school, field day was, or in growing up, field day was the last day of school, and they set up events to do in your field, and it was just a fun day.
Right? Yeah.
You hear field day when you join the Marine Corps, and you're like, man, really? They do this every week? And then you find out that it's scrubbing the toilet with a toothbrush, and so...
Yeah, it's the definition of clean. It's funny because, like, I'm not that tedious
I am.
anymore. Now, don't get me wrong. When I go to, like, if I go, okay, hey, look, I'm cleaning the kitchen, I'm that tedious. But it's not something like I'm like, okay, every morning it has to be like that anymore. But when I go to clean, it's a certain way I have to clean and just stay out of my way.
Yep, same.
Because more than likely you've missed 3 or 4 areas and just...
and I'm redoing it anyway.
And I'm just staring at it like... You gonna touch that?
Yeah.
How about you just do it yourself? Okay.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna complain about it.
Yeah,
I will clean it. Like, I cleaned enough things in my life to know if I want it spotless, I'm probably the only one that can get it there the way I want it.
Exactly. Yeah. So like when I didn't have a roommate, it was great because all I'd have to do on field day is mop and dust. Right. Everything else is done because I kept the room clean all week. When I did have a roommate, it was a freaking nightmare. You know what I mean? It was just a mess all the time. Although my stuff was good, I share a room with this guy, and they're inspecting the whole room. And then, of course, you know, motivated corporals. I used to be one of them. You know, you ain't passing no matter what. I don't care what your room looks like. I will find something.
Shout out to all my Lances out there at the time. It was out of love.
Yeah,
it was out of love. Them 2:00 mornings when we started field day at 1800.
Yeah.
It was to build discipline. I promise. It worked. You guys were better people afterwards. You guys did not mess up anymore. But man, I tortured some people. Mine was for good though.
Yeah, mine was like mainly. So I was as a corporal, I was only with my shop for like a month, and then I went to CU graduate, and then got back, and then went to be
the CG driver.
Yeah, so like I wasn't directly inspecting rooms or anything like that.
Yeah.
When I got back as a sergeant, though, my corporals, I found out, weren't inspecting rooms. So I was mean to my Lances, but the ultimate, like, it was rough was when I was a sergeant. Because we went and inspected the Lances, and the corporals expected them, and we were up until like 11 o'clock. And the corporal's like, okay, we did our job. We showed, Sergeant what we can do, quotations there. And then I was like, okay, time to inspect your guys' rooms. Yeah.
They're like, what? Well, yeah, no. If you did that to them, it's my turn to inspect yours.
Yep.
We made it out to PT without any sleep.
Yeah.
I didn't get to go home.
Yep. So
you ain't going to tell that you're not going to treat people like that if you don't hold that standard yourself.
That's it. And so we did one night specifically. I went out to inspect the rooms, and I had the corporals. I said, "You go in, you tell me when the room's clean, and then I'll go behind you." Right? I would every single freaking room. I go in there and just swipe my finger on top of the wall lockers.
Just a simple thing,
and pull an inch and a half
of dust.
Yep. So I'd say, good try, but no. Right? So then the Marines would clean the top of their wall locker and call me back in. It's like, all right, if you're going to waste my time, I'm going to waste your time.
Yep.
So then
That's when I start doing 1 check at a time instead of the 3 checks.
That's it.
It's like, okay, hey, I check one thing. And, just realize, I used to live in the barracks.
Yeah.
I know every crook in, cranny.
Nook and cranny, yeah.
Nook and cranny. Crook and crook.
Crook, yeah. So, and that was because of my corporals. They abused the shit out of me, right? So I knew, there was this...
Softer generation, that's all I'll say.
There was this incident in the schoolhouse, right? This changed my whole mindset.
Culture, what the fuck?
That's the appropriate response to what I'm about to say, just so you know. So the schoolhouse was the worst, right? Because you have all these sergeants who don't have corporals to do the inspection, so they're already bitter. They're away from their families. So
I was the class leader.
That was even worse?
No, because I was such a squared away Marine.
They had you doing inspections?
They had me doing it.
Oh, lucky you. Nope. We just got I almost said molested. We got
Raw. It was a boot camp.
yeah. So it wasn't boot camp. Well, I didn't get molested in boot camp.
I was waiting for you to catch on.
Oh man.
I thought that's what the 3rd Battalion does.
Yeah.
Over there in your corner.
Listen, there's some questionable days, but that wasn't one of them. So
No, that's gay.
yeah, exactly. That's a good story. I'll have to tell that one. But so field day in the schoolhouse, right? It was Fox Company I was with. Shout out to you guys.
Golf.
Yeah, gay. So
Faggot.
all right. Fair enough. So we're getting inspected, right? And we have our 4 or 5 sergeants, and the worst and most annoying thing was if there was a hair on your bathroom floor, it was a pube. Didn't matter. It could have been a beard hair, a mustache, could have been an eyelash, eyebrow.
I want you just to realize you said beard and mustache when you're in the Marine Corps.
Mustache.
Well, I mean,
That's why I changed it, because I was like, oh,
Shade,
mustache.
Did they actually allow people to have mustaches?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, no, not allowed.
Yeah, no, none in my room, right? But so like, if it was an eyelash, if it was a piece of your hair, if it was, one of our guys had like 2-inch hair, what they're like, pube, didn't matter. It was a pube, and they were like, "Oh, you guys can't even clean up your pubes," and we're like, "What? No way!" Right? So
I use that shit all the time. If I saw one on the toilet, it's a pube. I don't care what it is. If it's a piece of hair on the toilet, it's a pube. You didn't clean it. You're disgusting. You better start licking that shit. You clean.
If you had one on your pillow, they were like pubes. Like, what are you guys doing? Grinding on your pillows at night? Like, what the fuck?
You gonna be getting pink eye?
Yeah. So it doesn't matter what it was pube, whatever. So, but listen,
I got a funny story about Korea, but yeah.
We cleaned, I mean, in the schoolhouse, we cleaned the crap out of our rooms.
Yeah.
I mean, like you were not finding dust.
There was 3 people.
Yeah.
To a room, not 2.
Exactly. And we had gotten it, like us 3 had a system down. I cleaned the bathroom, he cleans this, and this guy cleans that, right?
Wow, you got shafted.
We rotated.
Okay.
But either way, we each had our section, and one that was clean, it was clean, and we were done. Sorry, I thought when I hit my head on the door, I bent over to sweep something up, and I hit my head on the door hinge, and it pulled off a piece of my scalp and left it sitting there. And I was like, I'm going to have to clean that up. They're going to tell me it's pubes. There's a bit of hair and some scalp on it. So anyway, so we each cleaned our own section, and it was perfect, right? Listen, they came in, and they were swiping, touching everything, and they couldn't find anything. And they go, man, we'll find something. You guys aren't done yet, right? And this other sergeant comes in who's not in our section. Like, he's not our one of our instructors. He's somebody else's. He comes in and he goes, oh, I'll find something. This motherfucker, Rudy, forearm into the toilet. Does something. It comes out with a little bit of brown on his finger. And he goes, the fuck is this? And I went, well, sir, that's probably shit. Are you kidding me? I was like, what the hell is that? And he goes, I guess we're not done then. I went, I guess the fuck not. What the hell was that? And then he goes and picks up my roommate's pillow. And I was like, what the hell just happened? I had never seen that before in my life, but he...
I thought you were going to say like the fit.
Toilet. He went forearm deep in the fucking toilet and comes out with something and goes, oh. And I went, yeah, no shit. Are you kidding me?
It's shit.
Like, what the fuck was that? All 3 of us went, what did he just do? What the hell? Oh my God, that was the worst. Shout out to Sergeant Roque. That was, oh my gosh.
My man's dedicated.
Yeah, he's dedicated to ruin those students' lives. Are you kidding? I've got PTSD from that.
He goes home and he drinks a fifth a night.
Yeah.
Why am I here?
Yeah.
Fort Lost in the Woods.
Holy shit. Let me tell you, that changed my whole perspective on field day. I went,
No. Have you ever had to do a Chinese field day?
when you take everything out of your room?
And put it in the parking lot.
Oh, no.
Shout out to CLB4.
Oh, those, yeah, that
They're
was,
not even around no more.
yeah. Are they? They got shut down?
They got disbanded. The whole unit got moved up to Swab,
Oh, wow.
which
Okay.
makes sense because they supported the 4th, which
Yeah,
was
right.
kind of there. But yeah, no, literally like three weeks into the fleet, someone got found black mold in their room. First sergeant came on deck, Chinese field day, and like when first sergeant's on deck, you're like, oh no, you ain't getting out of this. No. This is like everyone's screwed. Deck by deck, Chaitin.
Yeah.
Deck by deck.
Uh-huh.
Oh my god.
Yeah, that's good.
No.
We
took the whole day off.
yeah, well, yeah.
Oh my gosh. And it was like, because you know how we had 2 parking lots. So NCO's up top, Junior Marines down below. Mm-hmm. In the hill, Chaitin.
Yeah.
The hill with all the furniture.
Yeah.
We're going up and down these hills, and most of us are just sliding the furniture down the hills. We're like, this isn't even worth it.
Hop on your thing.
It was.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, we never had to do that. But we had something similar when our barracks got shut down to remodel, right? Which, first of all, never happens. Like, your barracks had black mold in them, not because you guys weren't clean.
No,
but because
they were from World War II.
It's the barracks, you know? So ours was getting remodeled. So we had to empty all of our rooms and then, clean them up and then leave, right? And then we had a new company, Guns. And he comes in and goes, hey, did you guys think that this is fucking clean? That you're ready to hand this over to the JPs that are about to remodel this? Are you kidding me? And my room was, right? I know that. I had cleaned my room. It looked like it was a brand new room, mopped it and everything on my way out. Turns out 90% of the barracks left all their furniture in there and garbage. And I was like, so he said, well, guess what? If one of you fucked up, you all fucked up, which was normal, right? Mass punishment.
Oh, you gotta love mass punishment. That's the definition of why so many get out.
Yeah. So we spent 8 hours after work. It was well past midnight, and we're still cleaning out that barracks. And there is a very specific recycling policy in Japan, right? Specific number plastic, right? You can't just put all plastic in one thing. It's a specific number plastic, has to go in each specific bin.
Yep.
Aluminum cans, glass bottles, and then like even the cap that comes off of your plastic bottle is a different. So you got to take that off. You got to empty and wash out everything and keep them very organized. Well, Marines are lazy, and they were just putting them all in and dumping them in the bin. So he had probably 15 Marines in the trash and in the recycling, sorting out from the trash, pulling it out of bags, and then out of the recycling, fixing all that. And we were throwing away all the furniture, cleaning up everything, and it was the whole company for 8 hours. And that is when I learned, the company Guns goes, hey, embrace the suck. He said that, and I stuck with me, right? So I'm dancing around all night, singing, I'm like, da-da-da, well, and grab this, and ba-ba-ba, and so it was fun. But like that became my favorite part of the Marine Corps. Was anytime something got shitty, I got super awesome, like super motivated. It was right after that happened. I was like, this is...
Well, yeah, because what are you going to do? If you're already going to have to do it,
yeah, you can
might
sit
as
there
well
and
have fun doing it.
Grumble and grunt and be upset about it, or you can have fun. You see, so like I was running back and forth, seeing how much I could grab, and it was great. So yeah, field day for me changed, and I still have PTSD from that moment when he shoved his fist in my toilet. And so as a sergeant, I never did that, but I knew what to look for, and I knew where they weren't cleaning. You know what I mean? Could easily find stuff.
I would never stick my hands. I mean, and granted, at least those were the new Army barracks.
Yeah.
But I'm not... Okinawa barracks?
Yeah, I'm not...
I might get hepatitis C and die.
Yeah, I'm not.
Like, that's not happening.
Nope. Nope. And that man, he was dedicated.
And I know how nasty Marines are. Like, no.
Yeah, and that was one of those situations, right, where we had cleaned everything and we knew it was clean, and he did that, and we went, "You win. You guys win tonight. We're done battling. We'll just wait this out and go to sleep when you tell us we can go to sleep." Like, I'm definitely not doing that. So,
yeah, you can come check that one again because you're gonna find some more brown stuff.
yeah, like literally, he goes, "Oh, what is this?" And I remember literally, me and my roommate were like, "Well, that's probably shit." Like, are you kidding me? That's a fucking toilet that you just did that to. That wasn't a sink drain. That was a fucking toilet.
You know what, Sergeant? Do sniff test.
Yeah.
You tell me, well, what is that?
Yeah, and he wipes his finger off and then grabs my roommate's pillow. And my roommate goes, "Well, I'm fucking sleeping outside tonight. Are you kidding me? I gotta go do a load of laundry now." I was like, Jesus.
Which isn't allowed on field day.
Yeah, nope, because all the washers and dryers got to be clean. There can't be any water in them. So you cannot do laundry on field day.
Yeah, that was the best thing ever. I was always the person that as soon as field day was done, I'd wash my clothes.
Yeah.
As soon, like, everyone would be asleep. The moment that happened, go do my laundry.
Yeah, and because those washers and dryers get used and abused, and people are fucking disgusting. So they're leaving their clothes in there for 8 hours, getting all mildewy and nasty, and then just putting them in the dryer. And then you got a nasty washing machine that you have to run a cycle before you can even put your clothes in.
Why do you think I do it after field day?
Yeah, when it's clean.
Yes.
But like it's so disgusting. It's so, you know what's even more pathetic and disgusting? That there's females, right? At the schoolhouse there wasn't. We were they were in their own section. They had their own washing machines. But in the fleet, girls, like, they had to watch their laundry because at any point some guy would come in and take their underwear. Like, are you fucking kidding me? It's disgusting.
I can tell you this. I would not want to be a female in the Marine Corps.
No. Unless you're unless you're a super unattractive woman as a civilian, join the Marine Corps. You'll do just fine. You know what I mean? You'll be just fine. But yeah, no, it's not. It's just it's terrible that they had to deal with that. You know what I mean? On top of everything else. But yeah, that was. I remember multiple times, and like even my wife, she was a Marine, right? And there would be times where like she would lose stuff out of her laundry because disgusting ass human beings are just
nasty
animals. Like it's. Ugh. But anyway.
But granted, if you're doing laundry, I never understood the fact, like, if I was doing laundry, I 9 times out of 10 was in the laundry room waiting for that shit to go ding.
Yeah. You set a time. So, like, the washing machine takes 45 minutes. You set a timer for 40. Nobody's touching my laundry.
No. If it dings, I always flipped out. Like, if I walked in there, if I walked away for 5-10 minutes, I came back and my load was not going, I was freaking out.
Even worse was the ones that don't lock, and somebody says, "You know what? Fuck this guy. I'm gonna take out his sopping wet laundry and set it on the table, right? And take the washer." That shit used to, again, shitty ass people, but like that used to piss me off.
Oh no.
It only happened to me once or twice because again, I would sit there. It
happened to me in his clothes. He took my clothes out, dropped it on the table. I opened up the window, dropped his clothes right out, and we were on the 4th deck.
Yeah.
Dropped it right out. Mm-hmm. And he came in as I was dropping it out the window.
Yeah.
What are you doing? Why'd you take my clothes out? Well, I needed the washer. I had it first. I go, was your clothes in there? No. Okay, were you in here when I put the clothes in the washer? No. Was your name on it? No. Okay. Then why the hell am I going to abide by your rules when I'm trying to just wash my clothes and use the only open washer?
Yeah. And
you don't own this thing.
And not only, like, they wouldn't even wait for the washer to be done.
No, and that's the thing. They would stop it mid-cycle.
Because they thought that their clothes were more important. Mm-hmm. Like, I just...
No. You're lazy.
Yeah. Yeah.
You waited too long to wash clothes.
Say you go in there and all the washers are taken, right? You set a timer. And you come back right before one ends. And you wait. But then there were the guys who didn't do that. So they would put their clothes in the washer and then come back, like I said, 8 hours later. So those guys deserve to have their clothes put out in the freaking...
See, that's different. Like, if I go there and I open up the washer and there's almost dry clothes in the washer,
Yeah.
your shit's getting moved.
Yeah. Even if not, I would put it in a dryer.
No,
right?
and that's the thing is most people pick that shit and put it, it's like, if there's an open dryer, just put it in the dryer.
Yeah.
Like, I would rather come, and I'm like, this is me, I'd rather come back to find my clothes, if I forgot about them, in a dryer.
Yep.
Than stacked away wet somewhere.
Yeah, and so like if say you need a dryer and all the dryers are taken, right? But one's done. Then you take it out and put it on the table because it's done. So what? Someone's got to deal with wrinkly clothes now. You know what I mean?
That's their fault.
But it's better than having sopping wet ass laundry that isn't clean, you know? Oh man, the shit that I hated that. I hated that so much. That there's just such shitty people. And, you know, we talked a little bit about this, like that now that we're out, right? And you know, I like to support veterans, right? But not every veteran is
Worth supporting.
Yeah. There's a lot of shitheads. And I served with, like, I know shitheads.
Well, it's why, like, I mean, I have an Instagram reel about it. It's literally, there's only that 1% of the like military that you actually want to emulate and be like.
Yeah.
And then the rest of it, you have to weed out. And it's like that everywhere, but people don't realize, like, just because you're a veteran doesn't mean you're a good person.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean you're trustworthy.
Yep.
It means you signed up for 3 to 5 years and you were forced to be there and you showed up because if not, you would have got in trouble.
Yeah.
Like, that doesn't make you a good person.
That's it. And that's the thing is like you said, if you don't go in, you're going to jail. Like literally.
And the thing is, yes, you're going to go serve your country. Don't get me wrong. Like, that whole mindset is there. Mm-hmm. Like, you have the option for you to go to war is always there when you're in. Like, and I will say this, any branch, but the majority of people who went in, 99%, did not do anything with combat. Did not do, like, it's so few. Now. Yeah, well, now. And
yeah.
Even then, though, a lot of veterans, people think it's always like, oh, war. It's like, a lot of people have desk jobs. Yeah, there's so much is combat support, vice actual combat roles. Mm-hmm. I don't think people actually realize the big the big sway in it to where there is literally, I would say more than 80% is combat support. Yeah, I think I talk about this with you. Where did I hear it? I heard it on something. It may have been Joe Rogan, but there's it was definitely Joe Rogan about PTSD, right? So statistically, it's like 80% or 60% or something like that. I have no idea what the numbers are. The point of this is that there's a high percentage of people from Vietnam that suffer from PTSD, right? And they're able to go back right now and compare to the number of people who actually were in combat to the number of people who have PTSD, and it is like less than half of the people that are suffering from PTSD that are diagnosed with it that actually went to combat. Most of them were desk jobs. And the fact that they're claiming PTSD, you know what I mean, is like interesting, right? So, and that's the whole thing is 90% of these people like that are going off to boot camp or whatever, their families are so excited, which is good, you know what I mean? It's, they are, like, they're serving their country. Absolutely. But I don't want to take away from that. They are, but man, it's not what people think it is. And just like me, right? Like, it's literally every time that somebody talks to me, I go, no. When someone thanks me for my service, I'm like, can you stop? I literally worked behind a desk for over 50%. And the other 50%, I was driving a truck, you know what I mean? But not in danger at all. I was in danger of a protester, Camp swap.
Yeah, breaking my window. But that was it. There was, we didn't do anything. I literally got to go diving at lunch every day while I'm serving. So when people say thank you for your service, I'm like, yeah, no, I was really just like a vacation, like a 4-year working vacation.
And people, the 1st and the 15th, I always tell people, and like, take this for what it is. I'm using it very loosely, but the military is just another form of government welfare.
Yeah.
1st and the 15th, you're going to get a paycheck. Mm-hmm. All you got to do is breathe.
Yeah.
Don't get in trouble.
Yeah. And, everybody
says bare minimum. And like, I'm not saying that's not how you should live life, but
that's what 80% of them did. And I agree with that completely. It was, they literally did the bare minimum, and it didn't matter either. That was the thing. When I had this idea in my head of joining the Marine Corps was going to be like being a Navy SEAL. Like, that's what I thought it was like.
Me too.
So I'm going in and I'm like, oh man, let's do this. And then I get to boot camp, and this kid, like a couple weeks in, I had a ingrown toenail, right? And I was like, damn, this motherfucking thing hurts with those tight ass boots and everything. I was like, this is brutal. So there was another guy there that had, he was an EMT before he joined. And I was like, bro, what do I do? And he goes, I can't help you. He goes, but you need to cut it off. I was like, okay. So I pulled that thing out and I sliced it off, put a Band-Aid on it, and then it went away. It was like, oh man, that's so much better now. You know what I mean? 2 days later, another kid gets that, puts him on crutches, and he's on light duty, can't PT or anything for a week. And he still graduated with us.
Hoorah, Marine Corps.
Which was fine, right? Because I also got injured. I had a stress fracture in my leg when I was at boot camp. So I was on crutches for 2 days. But I still did the whole crucible. There was a kid that didn't even do the crucible. He sat in the back of a safety Vic the whole time. Still graduated.
Well, that's why, and again, I'm not taking anything away from it.
Right.
But like, when I got my EGA handed to me.
Oh yeah, that was a great time.
Everybody around me is crying.
Same exact story.
And I'm looking around like, am I in the right spot?
Yeah.
Like, this does not seem correct.
Literally. Like we just finished a hike.
Like,
so the fuck what?
I get it. Like, I don't know. It
was exactly the same for me, where I was
I happy, proud of myself? Sure. But the crucible, after all done and said, was
nothing,
Like you and I were more or less looking like we were thinking SEALs.
Yeah.
We were thinking that is what the Marine Corps was, the hardest branch.
But even so, like most big events in my life, right? I finish them and everybody's like, oh man, you must feel so great. I'm like, it feels like another fucking day.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
Everything. Even like when my first kid was born, great. I was so happy, right? And then the next day I was like, okay, so now I have a kid. Like, that was it. It wasn't like, oh, my whole life has changed. It was, all right, now I do everything that I was doing before, and I have a kid.
Now I do more.
Exactly.
So same thing.
When we graduated, or when we did the EGA thing, right? Like, the guy next to me was crying. The guy on this side was crying behind me. And I'm like, and the drill instructor comes up, hands it to me, and goes, it was pretty tough, right? And I went,
no.
What? I was like, it was just a hike. Like, we've already done multiple hikes. Like, this was just another fucking hike. It was like 10 miles or something, but so what? Like,
yeah, maybe I got 2 hours of sleep in the last 2 days, but
yeah. So like, if it would have been the SEALs, I'm sure I would have been broken to shit. I don't even know if I would have made it. You know what I mean? But like, that's what I was expecting. And then we finish and I'm like, okay, well, what are we doing tomorrow? Like, that was it. That was the only thought I had in my head was, okay, so that's over. What's next? Like, great. I made it. Okay. And it was every big event like that, like, graduating high school. Oh, yeah, okay, well, I was going to do it anyway, like I had to. So, and the best part about any event in the Marine Corps was like, you didn't have an option. You know what I mean?
And you didn't have an option, but like, failure wasn't an option either, because lo and behold, it hurts their numbers.
That's what I'm saying. So like, in the Navy, or not the Navy, but the SEALs, like you can give up and walk away. You ring that bell, you're done. So it's much different than in the Marine Corps. Again, that guy rode in a safety Vic the whole time, graduates with us.
I know. I saw
Because of his...
Like, my whole thing is, like, I thought, hey, you get to the Crucible, you don't make it through the Crucible, you're not a Marine.
Yeah.
Like,
but
that,
you roll your ankle on the first 2 minutes of the hike,
well,
spend the rest of the time in safety Vic, it's fine.
I already knew, like, when I went there and they're like, hey, there's like 52 events inside this Crucible. And I'm like, we did like 38 of them.
Yeah.
And I'm like, cool, there is, but why didn't we do all of them?
It should be, the Crucible should be like two days longer. It should be a whole week, actually. That's what it should be. And then I probably would have had that feeling at the end going, damn, that was close. I almost didn't make that one.
I mean, again, 3 days, it really was. I'll be honest. I found the Crucible to be probably like the most fun part.
That's what I was saying about any time it got stressful in the Marine Corps.
Yeah.
I was like, this is what I'm here
Literally, I don't know if you guys probably had to do it, but like the night run hike.
Oh, the run
through the woods.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, you're talking about, like, I'm shocked, like, people didn't like die.
Yeah.
Getting trampled, just ran over by
That was it.
herds of Marines.
If you hit the ground,
I know, and you just do like getting bobbled back and forth in just a formation, and you're just running, sprinting through the woods in the dark, can't see anything.
ours was
Follow the leader.
I forgot about
Okay.
that one because ours.
It was so fun.
Yeah.
I was laughing my ass, and I mean, they don't enjoy it, but I was laughing.
Yeah, they had, so ours, there was a big thunderstorm, right? And they said, hey, we got to cancel the night hike. And we were like, well, everybody else was like, oh yeah. And I was like, okay, whatever, whatever you guys say, we don't have an option. You know what I mean? We got to do whatever you tell us to do. And then our drill instructor, so that was like the company, whatever. Our drill instructor comes in and goes, hey, we're fucking going. And like, you're supposed to, the drill instructors and the instructors are supposed to have glow sticks on them and stuff while they're doing all that. But that's it. You're not allowed to use lights or anything because it's supposed to be discreet. They go, we're fucking going and you're going to be quiet, right? Because we're not allowed to be out here right now. It's lightning. It's fucking pouring rain. None of them have a glow stick.
Awesome.
And they go, we get up to the point and I will never forget that motherfucker goes, run. And we just, I mean, I was a squad leader, so it was...
Oh, you're out front, you lucky son of a...
Not only that, I was 2 feet taller than half the people behind me.
So you just leaps and bounds past people.
Me and the guide were fucking running. And I mean, like, we couldn't see shit, but we ran into trees. I don't even know. I probably ran into 15 fucking trees that night. And like, I mean... ran into a tree. It wasn't like a oops. It was a bam. Oh. And we were fucking moving. The kid behind me fell down once and like you said, just got trampled. He gets back up and probably like 5 minutes before the end, I hear him behind me again. I go, oh, hey, you're back. And he was like, bro, what the fuck? But we were just fucking moving.
It was so fun. It was probably like a 3-mile run.
Run. Again, it was supposed to be a walk. It's supposed to be a hike that you learn how to, move through the woods at night. We were fucking moving in that trail. It was
moving.
Awesome. It was hilarious.
It was probably one of the best times of the Crucible. That and then the
I forgot about it.
Battle of Fallujah one.
Yeah, when you're crawling through the dirt. Oh my fucking
and
God.
Then you have to go across the log. Like I went across the log 7 times, and the drill instructor's like, You're going again. Go again. And he literally tackles me and he goes, you didn't hit the water. You have to hit the water.
Yeah. That's what they did to us. That wasn't during that one. That was during the BWT. Like, they were like, all right, go across the log. You go across the log. I'm like, okay, do it.
Oh, no, they did it to me on the Battle of Fallujah.
They literally told me jump in the water.
Sergeant Whitline.
Yeah.
Man came after me like he speared me like he was Batista, man. That dude, he wanted every bit of it.
Yeah.
Like, it was hilarious.
They used to, like, they made us get in the water. It was, which was fun, That part was fun. But yeah, the Fallujah, they've got all the sounds playing. You're going under the sea wire, all that stuff. Kids were fucking crying about it. I was like, guys, there's no bullets. What are you doing?
No, if anything, like some of the like instructor had blanks.
Oh yeah, they were
firing blanks, and then every once in a while I heard an explosion go off
yeah
on a loudspeaker.
They literally played the soundtrack to Saving Private Ryan. That's what it was. So
It was, and then like you're underneath barbed wire in sand crawling, and you got people next to you. Oh, I can't do this. This is so hard. I'm like, dude, it's 2:00 in the morning. Stop being a pussy.
I'll say the only
Move.
the shitty part was like when they were like, "Hey, you're dead," and you got to drag this motherfucker through the sand with your rifle and everything.
It was always the bitch too.
No, not for us.
Oh, my.
It was the goddamn biggest kid they could find. If you weighed 200,
It was
plus-
always. I mean, that was the same as. It was always the.
Yeah. No, they picked the one who works the hardest and that was big.
Oh, geez.
They say you weigh 200 pounds and you're next to this kid that weighs 130. Guess what? You're dead. And that 130-pound kid's got to fucking pull him. Oh God, it was hilarious. But yeah, that was all fun. You know, I had fun doing that. If it was like Hell Week and I had to do it constantly for 8 hours, probably wouldn't have been fun. You know, but the Marine Bootcamp is easy because, in my opinion, because you don't have an option. They tell you what to do, when to do it.
Exactly.
The only thing they don't tell you is why you're doing it. And it doesn't matter because you don't have an option.
All you do in boot camp is learn how to follow. If you just understand, listen to directions,
Yeah.
you don't fuck up.
That's it. And then that's it. Listen to the directions. When they tell you don't talk, don't fucking talk. I don't know how many times throughout my Marine Corps career they would say, don't fucking talk. And everybody would start fucking talking and we get in trouble. Like, that is the simplest set of instructions. Stop fucking talking. And they would do it anyway. I used to get an aneurysm sitting there going, are you guys fucking kidding me? They literally just said don't talk. And they go, it doesn't matter. Who fucking raised you? Like, how stupid are you to not listen to that simple instruction? It really blew my mind. Like, and it still does to this day.
Meritorious promotion for him.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's the way it works.
It was, oh my gosh, kills me. Every time that I think about that, I'm like, you know, most of our time was spent being in trouble because some stupid piece of shit can't follow directions. It's literally the easiest job in the world at the beginning because you don't have to think.
No, literally
Do what you're told to do.
Even when you go to the fleet, E1 through E3, you just do.
Yeah.
Don't try to act.
No. Just fucking do what you're told. And that alone makes you stand out above the others because they don't do it. They don't listen.
100%. But we have we've been going for a little while today.
Yeah, we're at 1 hour and 17. This will probably be a two-parter. We'll probably split this up somewhere in the middle. So it's just when I get going, like, that's what sucks about this is, you know, some people say that they're too long, you know, and I'm like, well, when you get in the middle of a conversation, it's like hard to fucking stop, you know? So
Agreed.
yeah. Anyway, I'll probably break it up into two. I'll start doing that. Probably all the hour ones will break up into two. But, you know, then we're good until fucking December if that's the case.
I know.
Because I'll just start breaking these bitches up. So anyway, all right, sounds good. We'll shut her down there, and we'll do this again on Monday.
Sounds good.
Alrighty. All right, guys. Oh my gosh, I didn't play any of the music on the way in, and now I can't get the music for the way out. So no music. Okay, I'll put it in the edit. All right, we'll see you guys.